Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. How are you today? I hope you're doing really well. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out massively. So let's get into your reading today and see what you have. I have the Sacred Feminine Oracle cards. I really like these. I like the words that come out on them. They're very raw and real. And we have the animal cards as well, and the Welsh Llewellyn cards, and my bag of runes. So let's see what information we have for you right now. Abused. I'm getting the sense of somebody that perhaps grew up in maybe a very religious environment or a very strict environment when you were a child. We have psychic as well. And I feel that you may have felt very alone as a child. Perhaps you spent a lot of time on your own, or you just felt quite isolated. You probably had friends and you were surrounded by family, but you just felt very alone, or like you didn't really fit in. You felt different to a lot of other people. And I feel like you spent a lot of time maybe listening to music in your own little world. I feel like you perhaps fantasized a little bit as well in certain ways. I feel like you have very vivid dreams, especially when you were younger. And you may have explored trying to talk to people about things on a psychic level, but they didn't really understand. And I feel like you had a real deep understanding about how other people feel, or just knew things. You were able to prophesize from a young age, but didn't really know what that was all about. So I feel like you suppressed this. And now in your life, something is actually illuminating for you things that you've been through in your past that have perhaps you've hardened yourself to get through life, but you're now feeling like, actually, I need to work through how this did traumatize me, how this did actually affect me, how it's impacting your life as an adult. And it's through you opening up your psychic center, which is the Ajna chakra here, but there's also the old chakra as well at the back, which is kind of the dreaming center. And also then you've got your crown chakra too, working together. These kind of illuminate things in the subconscious that are holding you back. So I feel like that's been illuminated for you now. So we're going to have a deeper look into what that actually is that's affecting you right now while this video why this video popped up for you today, because there's information in this that's going to help you to bring that subconscious seed into the frontal cortex. So let's see what we have. This is basically what I do. This is what I do with people, is help them to just find that seed. And once you've found that seed, you've got something to work with. Now we have here the eel and the iris. Kind of rhymes, doesn't it? The eel and the iris. Okay, so we've got safety. Now, this is what it's been about for you. This is what it's all about, is you are recognizing your need to feel safe. And I feel that you've never really understood what safety actually means, because you kind of got comfortable in being uncomfortable. Like the kind of person where it's sort of like it could be raining or whatever and you soak through, but you won't think about the fact that, perhaps I could do something to, take these wet things off, put something warm around me. You just muscle through it because you kind of learned to just do that. Whereas actually you could give yourself a bit more nurture and a bit more comfort, but you've never really given yourself that. You've given it to everybody else, but you've never really given it to yourself. And I feel that something has changed within you where you are recognizing your need to feel safe, your need for safety right now. You might find that you are, bringing things close in, almost like maybe you don't want to live in a particularly big place, or you don't want particularly a lot of people around you, that kind of thing. It's like you're kind of trying to be small in a way, to feel swaddled, to feel safe, to feel comfortable. And you're recognizing that now within you. I do see you working with that. Have look on the bottom. So your look possibly is about to change. So if that resonates with you right now, let's think about that, because this is a subconscious thing possibly for you that we're bringing forward now. How safe do you feel? How safe do you feel in your ability to bring yourself safety? How safe do you feel in the care of those around you? These are the questions to ask yourself. Has something in your life recently brought you a level of safety that you don't recognise, and you stepped away from it into something unsafe, but you've had a realisation that, like, I did that to myself. Why did I do that? We all have those moments where we think that. Now we have Perthrow. Perthrow is a rune of gamble. Now this is about you, the gamble you're having with you're taking a risk to look in deep. You're taking the risk to look into your subconscious mind, to understand what is it comfort or safety that you're in right now, or is it just pattern? If it's sort of like it's just what you've always done, your ego recognizes it as safety, so it's fine. But when something comes along that your ego doesn't know or recognize, it will instantly think it's unsafe, so may reject it. But I feel like you're doing that subconsciously. You're rejecting something that actually makes you feel safe. But right now you're recognizing that you're doing that. And Perthrow is here to help you to break the pattern. It's to collapse that pattern. We have to step out of our ego. We have to have a word with the ego basically and say, it's all right. It's okay. We can do this. It's going to be fine. Okay? It's going to be fine. Because it's usually the super ego that sort of like has this reasoning that's sort of like, you know, that's not okay, or this is okay, and trying to balance it out. We have the ID, the ego, and the super ego. And the super ego is the one that's kind of a bit like the Jiminy Cricket. Now, your Jiminy Cricket is kind of asking you to take a leap of faith, to take a chance on something that your super ego is trying to tell you, actually, this is the right way forward. But your ego is holding back because it doesn't know it, okay? And I do sense a fear of rejection somewhere along this, or a fear of being abused, a fear of being traumatized, being manipulated, being hurt. And you have to listen to this inner tutor that's kind of trying to develop, which you had when you were a child, but you shut it down because you didn't feel heard or seen. But now is the time to really open that brow center again. It's time to open up and trust that intuition that's guiding you. Let's see what other runes we have on here. We have Manas, the rune of awareness. So again, this is ego related because your awareness of yourself. So say for instance, if you were watching a video back of yourself and you cringe, you're like, oh God, look at my mannerisms, or oh, my voice, or look at how I am in this particular scenario. Sometimes we don't like it, but Manas is kind of forcing you to look at yourself and start liking yourself, start honouring, and instead of rejecting the parts of yourself that you don't think are good, accepting them, honouring them. And this is what's going to bring a greater awareness for you, and it's going to align you with people that are vibrating on a similar thread, similar vibration for you. Yeah, you're going through a complete initiation right now where it's like things will never be the same. You are shedding a skin, you're shedding the old, bringing the new in. You kind of like realigning your backbone, okay? Realigning everything. Sorry, if you can hear sniffing, my son's off school today and he's just sat here sniffing in the background, so sorry about that. Anyway, let's see what this situation is all about then. So why is this here today? Why is this affecting you at this moment in time? Why do you need to know this? this particular moment in time. Okay, second time this card's come out today. It's because of love. It's because of a want for support. You're starting to unfold your emotional intelligence and realise, actually, I need to be more in touch with my emotions right now. I need to be more in touch with, like, what is it that I'm actually feeling right now? What am I feeling and what am I thinking? And almost allowing yourself to feel safe to ask yourself these questions. Because I feel like sometimes you kind of distract yourself instead, or numb yourself, or just do something else so you don't have to think about it. But right now you're thinking about it. We have the Page of Cups on the bottom there. So this could be to do with you've received a message recently, or you've received some kind of information that's made you reflect, that's made you look at your emotional self. There's a lot to do with the Page of Cups about naivety in love, that kind of thing, where it's perhaps you're wanting a more mature love at this time, and you're feeling like perhaps in the past things have been maybe not so mature. So, well, how is this affecting you right now? Okay, it's affecting you right now because you are feeling a little bit lonely. Perhaps you're feeling like, you know, it's taking, you are listening to yourself. You are going into that introspection. You are trying to figure things out. You are being called to spend that time by yourself. Maybe you aren't very well at the moment, and in that illness that you're going through, it's forcing you to be on your own. And you might be feeling really down about that, but it's necessary for your growth. It's necessary for you to realise these things. And there is light at the end of the tunnel, you know. So what else do we have for you around the Hermit? What clarity do we have for you? I'm going to take that one. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles on there. Okay. So there is a forward movement here, and it's moving in the direction of good fortune. Okay. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is about security and stability, safety. You are heading in that direction through opening up emotionally and accessing what's within you, how you really feel about things, and honouring yourself and recognising, you know, all the things that happened to you, everything that you went through was not your fault. But from this point on, you are responsible for you and only you. You're responsible for what you do from here. And now part of you being in this space right now is helping you in your financial situation for a start. But it's also helping you to feel safe by yourself. It's helping you to feel safe within so that you can feel safe with other people. We have the Devil on the bottom of there. So you could be maybe obsessively thinking, going over things right now, or looking quite negatively at yourself. It's almost like maybe you are, you've been lying to yourself at this time. You may have been perhaps using some substances or something to try and numb your thinking as well. So what do you need to focus on right now? What's going to help you here to focus on? Let's have a look. Okay, so what you need to focus on is this feeling of regret. So you regret something here, I feel, or you feel like all is lost. Like what you've been wanting it's not there anymore. That's what you're feeling right now. So what you've got to focus on is, you know, not beating yourself up, not being so hard on yourself. Let's get some more clarity on that Five of Cups for what you need to do to focus. Okay, you're feeling very conflicted. There's also an element of feeling like you've been defeated here. You're feeling very, very defeated, and things just don't seem to be going your way at the moment. There's a lot of the number 5, so maybe you're seeing a lot of patterns of 5s or 555, that kind of thing, which is kind of suggesting that things are going to change. I feel like something that did feel safe to you, you kind of walked away from, and I feel like you regret that. And now you don't know how to get it back. So what do you need to do? And all you're finding around you at the moment is conflict. Like you're feeling like there's a lot of conflict around you at this time. So the 9 of Pentacles. So right now you need to get yourself straight. Now this is about you standing on your own 2 feet. You know, if you have been in and out of relationships or something like that, right now is a time for you to be by yourself. This card can sometimes represent somebody that's single. So it's about that, being able to recognize how you can bring that safety to yourself. Okay, you are the one that's in control of that. Make yourself safe, you know, put some money away, start a bit of a budget or something like that. Working towards your goals, your future. There's geese in here. I don't know if geese have any meaning to you, but they can usually be very protective. You know, they're very switched on with this time of year, you know, when they've got young and things like that. They're very switched on as to what their duty is, what their responsibility is, what safety they need to provide for themselves. And that's where you're at right now, is like, what do you need to do to provide safety for yourself? You're at a bit of a crossroads, I feel, and it feels like a stuck energy, like you don't feel like you can move in any direction. And what you're being guided here is the reason you can't see a way forward on these 2 paths is because you need to stay in the center right now and bring this energy moving through you. You need to recognize where it's got to come from. So, what advice can we give you at this time? Where's your advice? The Ace of Cups. So the advice is that a new beginning is coming to you very soon. This is something that contains a lot of love and a lot of support as well, that is actually entering your life very soon. So this is why you need to spend this time working on yourself, you know, build yourself up, be really proud of you. And what you're going to see then is this will happen. And if you see the little lily pads down here, this is, you know, lilies, they're kind of, or the lotus flower if you like, they're part of the water. They need the water to survive, but they're not attached to it. And that's what you need. It's almost like kind of, you need to understand your life force as being moving through you, you know, moving through you. And you are part of this world, but not of it. And you know that from a young age, that you never really felt like you belonged in what you were growing up with. And you've been through some lessons over that time, but now you need to really switch on these psychic centers and understand this ability that you have within you that is just crying, screaming to be listened to. And that's what you need to do now, is tap into that energy that's guiding you forward into, how can I make myself safe? And what you're going to find is that a helping hand, that hand coming out there, a helping hand will come out to you. This is somebody bringing emotional support towards you. It's a fresh new beginning, but you have to prove that you can bring an element of safety to yourself first, okay? There is victory here, and there is fast movement as well. So things are going to really, especially over the next month, so in July, I feel that there's going to be a victory coming towards you. So what is that all about? Wow, okay, some good news coming in. It could be a conclusion to something that you've been waiting to hear on as well. That is definitely coming in for you, and that's around July time. Wow, and we have the Ace of Pentacles there as well. So not only are you going to get some emotionally fulfilling new beginning, but you're also going to be getting a gift as well. It feels like you're going to be gifted something, and this could be on a financial level. It's help. It's something to encourage you, and it's almost going to help you to feel safe, okay? Because that's what you're looking for. So what is the outcome of this here? What is your outcome at this time? Celebration, things coming together. Definitely, I feel like around this full moon, and we've got the solstice coming up as well, this is a real time for you to get together, enjoy and celebrate. And you're going to find that safety within yourself, because you are suddenly starting to, now you've made this choice, this decision to make sure you make yourself safe. You're going to align with other people that are feeling exactly the same way as you. And I do see some new friendships, possibly even a new relationship opening up because of that. Okay. You do have some regrets from the past. There's something that is really eating away at you that maybe needs, but I feel like that happened in order for you to recognise about safety, about what makes you feel safe, and how you perhaps step away from things that make you feel safe into things that actually align with what you've always known, okay? So that's recognising what your ego is kind of suggesting to you, because you're stuck in this stalemate, this crossroads, because it's almost like your intuition is trying to tell you one thing and your ego is trying to tell you another thing, and you're confused. You don't know which way to go. You don't know which way is up, which way is down. But you are going to mend this. It's almost like I feel that there is going to be some kind of reconciliation that happens around this, which is good. So do we have any other information for you on this? What other information do we have for you? Okay, I don't think we've got anything else coming out of there, but I am going to do one thing for you. I probably should have got these out to start with. I hope you like my socks, by the way. So, let's see. We're going to get an angel card for you, just to give you a little message, just a little bit of guidance in here. So what message do we have for the collective today? You have all the messages. I'm going to take that one there that landed, because I can't actually see what it says. So it's a surprise for all of us. Harmony and resolution. What more could you ask for? So this is part of you feeling safe, and this is part of you kind of just like cutting ties with things that cause you aggravation or chaos or tension, and moving into things that bring you peace and harmony, and that resolution as well. I'm going to read the passage from the book that it says for you. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Does anybody else have to do that? Okay, so Angel of Harmony and Healing are with you to help you resolve any conflicts that have been disturbing your inner peace. You're being encouraged to call in the light of God and surrender any concerns you have so that the divine can resolve them. Your angel guide is suggesting you release any need to be right or to get your point across, for this will only create more hostility. So time to focus on your own inner peace. Dedicate time and energy to doing what you can to make yourself feel comforted and comfortable. Through being more caring towards yourself, you'll create harmonious energy that will wash out like a wave to all those around you. Trust that this will happen and harmony will be restored. Angel guidance is encouraging you to stand down from any conflicts that are going on in your life right now. Take a step back to collect your thoughts and breathe. Angels can't help you unless you create space for them to intervene, and they are with you now and willing to resolve peace. They want you to know that they are aware of your challenges and the concerns you have, but unless you have faith that harmony can be restored, nothing can change. This is a time for you to visualise yourself, the situation, and everyone involved enveloped in a golden light of goodness and grace. It's important to know that angels of peace are encouraging you to let them bring peace to the situation. Trust the process. So that's what I mean. At the moment, if you're not feeling very well, if you're feeling like you've been kind of, swept off your feet a little bit, needing that time and space for rest and recovery, that's the perfect time for you to start actually, what can I do to make myself feel safe? What can I do in my own environment to make myself feel harmonious? And that's going to align you with the right support and a resolution to the challenges that you face. I hope this message found you well, and I hope that it helps you. If it does, please drop any emoji down in the comments and give it a like. And if you would like a personalised reading or any healing services as well that I can offer for you, then please do get in touch. My details are down in the description box. Have a wonderful, blessed day.